Guys, I'm going to tell you something now that your parents won't ever probably say anything to you about. But you know, when you pass your test, when you go to buy a car, it's going to be the most stressful thing you ever do. Mine's died on me for the past about month on and off. It's got better, it's been fixed. Then it's gone out and something else has gone wrong with it. Fixed it, gone out again, something else has gone wrong with it. So I'm getting rid of the thing and I'm buying a new one. As you probably, if you follow my Instagram, you'll probably see me. I've posted like pictures of me, of cars I've been looking at. Not only that, if you live in the UK, you'll know about it, but we've been hit by some snowstorm that some wankers decided to call a beast from the east. And it's that bad. Us lot here from the UK, everything shuts down, everything goes into panic station. We have about 3 inches of snow, all the schools go, all the shops shut, everybody takes a day off work. It's stupid. Anyway, I thought I'd decide to do a video to cheer myself up. So, enough of the moaning. I'm going to go through my personal top 5 festivals, fairs here in the UK. Now, somewhere down the line I can do one from like the rest of the country, the rest of the world. I'll do another top 5 from other places around the country, because I know not everybody that is subscribed to this channel is all from the UK. I've got a few of you from different places around the world, so I'll probably do another one for events and that around the world for you that I personally recommend you try and go into if you get the chance. But this is just my personal opinion. Some of these I've been to, some of these I'm going to, some of these I'd like to go to. But yeah, this is my top 5. So let's get on with it, shall we? Now I'm going to start off with the Vintage Carnival. Now this is a kind of slash Vintage Carnival / Lulu's Vintage Fair, because it's both under the same kind of thing. Now the vintage fairs tend to be all around the UK in major counties. Depending on what time of year it is, they'll try to organise it, rotate it through the country, so that there'll be one somewhere at some point in your area if you live in the UK. And what it tends to be is like a big shopping spree. It's brilliant if you're looking for like authentic retro clothes of any kind. Doesn't matter whether you're into the 20s right up into the 70s, you'll find something. I found a jacket there. I went, was it last year or a year before? A couple of years back, I think. And I found a jacket that happened to have been put on the wrong rack. And it should have been about 50 quid and I got it for 10. So you never know, you might find some good bargains there. So mainly it's a big shopping shopping fair, but they do have the music there and you can get something to eat while you're out. The carnival, however, is just like a big, I want to say, try and imagine like that end scene from Grease the movie. It's like that. And there's 2 held throughout the year. One's in Leicester and the other's in Nottingham, and I'm hoping to get to the one in Nottingham, which is in September, I think, beginning of September. So I'm hoping to get to that one. But basically, yeah, it's a day of all the cars. You get to walk around the shops, the fair, music, live music going all the time, food stores. It looks a proper retro scene. So yeah, that's number 5. Number 4, the Retro Festival. Now this one I have actually been to. I've been to the Newark one, and they hold it at Newbury as well. Now this year the Newark one is on the 8th till the 10th of June, I think, and the Newbury one is in August, but I can't remember what the dates are for the Newbury one is. But anyway, all of these that I'm going to mention too, I'm going to leave the website to all of these events in the description below. But yeah, the Retro Festival, it's a weekender, so you can either turn up and book a ticket for one day, or you can pay for the weekend tickets, and there's camping on site for both of them, and you can stay there all weekend if you wish, get pissed, dance, sing, go around the stores, go shopping, grab something to eat, look at all the cars. There's all sorts. I only went for the day when I went last year with a few friends, and it was very good. It wasn't as overcrowded as I was expecting. It was nice. It was like there's few people there, but it wasn't where you were packed together and you were all cramped in. It was like busy, but there was space. So you could just walk around and you weren't queuing for food or drink for a long time, and you could watch the bands on stage and you could get quite close to the front and you could sit where you like. It was brilliant. We had the fairground there again. Now, I definitely recommend going to that one. I'm planning on going again this year, like I said. See if it's any different. It's always interesting to see if it's any different to when you last went. So yeah, that's number 4. Next is Festival of Vintage. Now this is in April. April the 21st to the 22nd. It's a weekend event again. And again, you don't have to do both days if you don't want to. You can just do the one day. But also on the Saturday night, they have the entertainment, the evening entertainment that goes from, I think, 8 o'clock in the evening through till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And I have tickets to go to this. The only downside I would say to this event is the camping isn't exactly on site, so it's you can camp near the event, but you have to drive. I think it's about 5-10 minutes drive to get to the event, and it's held at York Racecourse. We've had to book a hotel, which is about 20 minutes, 25 minutes away. So it can get quite expensive if you haven't book a hotel. But yeah, it's a very similar thing to the Retro Festival. You've got your cars, you've got your music, your shops, good all round really. So it's going to be interesting to see what that's like. I will take my camera with me and get some footage so you can see from my point of view what it's like, give you a bit of an insight as to what it would be like, and you can get an idea then. If you ever wanted to go, you've got a bit of an idea of what to expect. And that's number 3. Number 2. Now number 2 is a popular one. It's Twinwood Festival. Now a lot of you UK people, maybe even some of you like from America or Canada or Australia or any of the other places around the world might have heard of Twinwood Festival when it comes to retro events here in the UK. It's a very well known, talked about event. It's known as the Festival for Music and Dance because it revolves around a lot of the music side. It's very similar to like Download Festival, like your rock festivals and things like that. It's revolved around the retro music. It's a good event if you like listening to up and coming artists or artists in general trying to recreate their version of iconic songs from every era. I think there's about 4 or 5 different stages, and there's music artists constantly playing throughout the day and night. It is a weekend festival again. It's a 3-day festival where you can buy the tickets for the Saturday, Sunday and the Monday. And I think for the weekend tickets it costs about £110 for all 3 days, and the camping's about £50. It depends where you want to pitch your tent or whether you want to go in the caravan or whatever. But no, it's another one. I've never been to this one. I would like actually to get to this one at some point just to experience it. It does have your stores there for you can go around shopping, doing a bit of shopping, and your food stores there. But it's well known for the music and the bands. Brilliant place for if you've got any bands that local bands or retro bands in general, people that like to play the retro music to get out and get a name for themselves in the retro scene. Yeah, very good. I've heard a lot of good reviews about it, so we'll see some point in the future. Definitely worth checking out. I hear a lot of good reviews. For those of you that know me, now this is going to be no surprise that number one is going to be Goodwood Revival. I have been to Goodwood 3 times now, the past 3 years, and I love it. It's my favourite. I have done a video on this, which I will link in the description below so you can check out. This is some of my footage from when I went last year of the races, and I love it. It is just like stepping back in time. This is the one, if you like your racing, you like to see old fashioned cars, you like to see them actually race round the track, as well as the shops. I think there's one year they had a old fashioned supermarket set up, and it was exactly how it would have been back in the 40s and the 50s, with all the produce in the boxes and the labels just exactly like it would have been. And they got rid of that and turned it into a cafe. I think it was a cafe. And I wish they'd have kept the shop because it was brilliant. It was so different. But they have all sorts there. And like I said, I've been for the past 3 years and it is that big. I still haven't been able to get round the whole of the venue. At one point we ended up making our way right to the other end of the venue and we had to get the bus back to the campsite. It was that far. So yeah, I definitely highly recommend it. It is one that's known for people all around the world taking a trip to. It's well known for people to go and visit because it is such a popular event. You get to see a lot of the celebrities there. I think one year we got to witness Sterling Moss actually drive a car on the racetrack. He actually raced in one of the races in one of the cars he's well known for racing in. And if you don't know who Sterling Moss is, then shame on you. If you like your cars, you should know who Sterling Moss is. But I will put a picture of him up here somewhere. But yeah, I love it. It is definitely my top recommended event to go to. And like I said, I will link in the description below the video that I did on it, on my experience there. So yeah, go check that out. But yeah, that's my top 5. That's just my opinion. If any of you guys know any other events that are around the UK that you recommend people checking out, leave a comment in the description below because I'd like to check them out, because I like to actually try and get around as many of the retro events here in the UK as possible and see what they're like. That's the plan. It's my bucket list, is to try and get around as many of these retro events as possible and see what they like from my experience. But yeah, I was supposed to have been going to see a rockabilly band tonight, and because of this stupid snowstorm friggin' beast from the east, they've cancelled. Yeah, my taxi cancelled first off, and I managed to get a lift, and then we ended up with a message saying the band's cancelled and the whole thing's off anyway. So I fuck it, I'll not fucking go anyway then. So I'm miserable because of that as well as the car. So yeah, I would have been recording a rockabilly band called the Hayriders, and I was going to show you that, and I was looking forward to that, but that's not going to happen now. They're supposed to be rescheduling it for some time later on in the year, so if they do, then I'll get to it then, and then I'll show you the footage of that. So yeah, this is something different. But anyway, have a good weekend, enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Bye.